I think we're live. Sunday, 8 o'clock. Studio time, innit? Hiya, folks. Right, I've got buttons to press as usual. You guys know the drill. Let me know in the comments that you're here. We'll get this on, eh? Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Come on, what's the lag like tonight? Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, that's not bad at all. Right, pause that. So many bandwidth is beautiful. Oh, itchy nose. We start the show off by mourning a loss. Yes, YouTube has been messing around with Hangouts and stuff like that. I've got a newfangled live screen pop-out window. Yeah, I finally got emoticons so I can do palm trees back at you guys. But we have lost the bottom bar. Yeah, seriously, I'm looking on my laptop and I'm looking at the icons in the Hangout window, yeah? And the Google Toolbox is gone. It is no longer an app. No bottom bar. I think this means we're going to be pushing towards what you call it. I need to put my finger out and learn XSplit. XSplit broadcast, I think it is. Because I can do that. People are messaging me already. Right, I see a lot of people. Whoa, calm down there. Right. Let's start at the top. Dynamic drums, Anthony, Diggy, Patrick, Bill, Ivor, Griffin, George, Jez, McCall, Austin on the painted lead, FS, Patrick, Max, Fran, Nathan Stren, Insane Commander, Steve, Carol, hello, John, Wilkie, Matthew, Pimp Matoy, Chris, Old Crow, Mackenzie. Oh, lucky on the second name on that one because there's no way I could pronounce the first. Ben. Christopher's in. Right, I'm caught up with the comments. Ice Dragon, come on. Let's get this done. Let's get it back in. That's what this is all about. Oh, wake up, boss. It's been a long couple of weeks. I see Paul, Patrick. Welcome to the Patricio. Welcome to the channel, mate. He's new. He's in for a ride, isn't he? Aaron, Adam, Sauna Santana. Oh, that's a nice name. Dandy Doo. People are already screaming like spikes. Do a like spike. Do a dislike spike. I don't mind. Just click a button. Any button. We like clicking buttons. Anastasia, Gangamaz, Leslie. Woohoo. We've got a good crowd in. Ah, unpronounceable. It's pronounced Rory. Gaelic for Red King. Nice. Are you ginger? With a name like that, you'd have to be ginger to carry that off and be a big bloke. Do you know what I mean? Like a proper Vikingy. The Red King. It's right out of Ragnar, that, isn't it? Rob's in, Jeff's in, Amy's in. I don't know if that ginger comment has made 6 people leave. John. Max. Get any terraining done over the weekend? Yes, I did. I've been working on boards and stuff like that. Can I show you? Suppose at this stage I can show you. It's for the zombie board, so I'm not really supposed to show stuff, but it's not done enough that it will spoil anything. So I've been working on the boards. They're still taped down because I need to unpeel the tape, and I've got a little bit of sanding to do on there because that's a half mil overhang. But been working on those, and I've been working on the buildings and the various bits and bobs. To be honest, guys, I decided what I'd do is I'd take a little bit of a break from the terrain tutorials for a week or two. The reason being is I wanted to get the zombie boards pretty much done. You know, the back broken on the project over the over the Christmas break. But to be perfectly honest, I've been ill, the kids have been ill, me and Kerry have been ill, then the kids have been ill. I mean, I've had trips to A&E and all sorts. It's just been horrendous, and it's really starting to sort of get me down. It's sort of really starting to stress me out, just not being able to get into this board and get it done and get it off. So I've decided what I'm going to do is, for the next sort of 2 weeks, I'm going to keep the tutorial content on the channel pretty low, to be perfectly honest, yeah, because they're heavy filming stuff. And so I'm going to do a couple of product overviews, yeah, get this board done, yeah, and dusted, yeah, and then get back into it and really get back into it, because once this board's done, yeah, and a couple of product overviews, all my commitments are pretty much done. I do need to flock a board for Paul, yeah, the art board, but Paul's perfectly fine, and that's just a day job, yeah. But I need to get these commitments done because it's starting to stress me out. And you know, Melon is old noggin. You know, I don't want to go down. I don't want to get into a depressive patch over it, and I can feel it coming. So I just need to take a break from doing the tutorials for a week or two, yeah, and then just get these commitments done, and then hopefully going into February, I have no commitments other than the channel. You know what I mean? Sorry, felt like I needed to get that off my chest. Right, everyone's talking about computer games. Mel, do you want questions typed in caps? It always helps, you know, my old eyes. Yeah, Jez is ill as well. There's a hell of a bug going round. I use your tutorial for texturing game boards with filler to make a 40 good, but my test board keeps chipping. Any recommendations? You can seal it with a watchlet with a coat of matte varnish, and that'll toughen it up. What sort of filler are you? You know, some of the cheaper fillers aren't that tough. Just take care of yourself, Mel. Thanks, Ben. I will. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, when you feel that things are like piling on your shoulders, and what I wanted to do was go into the new year sort of, right, you know, zombie board's pretty much done. You know, go into the new year all fresh and right, let's go with it. And instead, I've sort of gone into the new year with all these things on my shoulders that I just need to get done and dealt with. Yeah, get them off my back, and then I'll be a much happier boy. Yeah, now it's only a couple of weeks. Yeah, and it's the terrain shooter, it's ups and downs, isn't it? But plus side, yeah, once they're done, it's just terrain. It's just what I want to build. And I've got some cracking ideas. I am feeling better at the minute, thanks, Dave. Still sniffly, you know what I mean? And as long as I don't get another bout. I reckon Mel must have got his lecky bill in early, and that's why he's not on duty. Actually, I'm not really concerned about the lecky bill. I've managed to pay off my rent arrears in the studio. There was a bit of an issue when we moved in. Yeah, when I moved in. In fact, it's affected all the artists in here. That the people who run it didn't sort of take the first few months' rent, and so yeah, we've had a backlog to catch up with and that sort of stuff. So that's paid, and so I'm not worried about the lecky bill. Paul saying, I use PVA filler paint and grit, dries rock hard with regards to the texturing comment. Why is World of Tanks coming up? No, postpone. Mel, is this the place I need to be to learn how to do things for my husband's D&D games? To be perfectly honest, I would probably recommend someone like DMG. Yeah, if it's more D&D stuff that you're after, D&D, DMG, DM Scotty, Black Magic Craft, that's where you want to be looking. Chase, hello, dude. Sony might need a hazmat suit for his little bro's school as they got a tummy bug going around. Oh man, it's sickness all around the place, absolutely all around the place. Now I've sort of come into the studio, and because I'm not filming tutorials, normally when I come in I've got something that I need to finish off. Yeah, and so I've come in and it's like, right, I can't work on the zombie board. Yeah, because I'm not supposed to show it. Yeah. Yeah, so I need to decide what I'm going to do. Now, I could film my, sort of, we're going into end of 2000, going into 2007 sort of ramble. But I think I've already pretty much done it at the start of this video. Yeah, I don't see the point. You know, most of the people who are really interested in the channel and what's going on with it tend to watch the live shows, whether it's when they're live or afterwards. So don't really see the point in covering that twice. Which means, what shall we do? Now, what have I got to do? I do have that wooden scenics project to do, but I do not want to get stuck into another terrain project, a big build one. Also, I need to recap on that. I need to do an army painter product overview, but I haven't finished painting my models. I'll tell you what, I have a Terra Tiles product overview to do. And that's interesting. You'll like that. You'll like that. I've got to do it on the table, so we may have to shuffle around a bit and that sort of stuff. This could be interesting. I won't know where to put you. Terra Tiles. Yeah, we'll get that done. And then afterwards, since I've got no other terrain I can really work on other than my Berber board, it's a win. How's your airbrush doing? It's clean. Boy, did it take some cleaning. Turns out, yeah, that if you put a mixture of airbrush paint, acrylic paint, house paint, PVA, washes, inks, varnish, filler through an airbrush, it gets quite dirty. What about ideas for small things like popsicle sticks? I use popsicle sticks. Actually, just after January, you should be going out and collecting your your firewood sticks. You know, your 5mm rods. My garden was full of them. But then again, any excuse for fireworks, and the estate I live on goes up like Beirut. Mel, just chat with us. No, I need to be productive. Do you know what I mean? I need to be productive. I can chat, but I don't want this to be, you know, sort of like an hour show and then, you know, we've chatted and I wind it up. You know, I'm in the studio. I don't want to be leaving here until about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I want to do something, you know what I mean? How the heck do you get rid of this emoji selection panel? Ah, Bill, you click the little emoji smiley face, the grey one that's in the left hand top corner, and that makes it disappear again. No, you got me inspired to make cheap and cheerful folding board this year. What tools and materials do you recommend, and what thickness MDF is something that's sturdy but could be folded up? I reckon thickness. You want to go for 9mm, I reckon. But to be truthful, if you're making a folding board, I'd probably go for plyboard, mate. Then again, you're probably going to need 9mm ply as well. Go for 9mm MDF. I'm looking for a cheap way for the zombie games, buildings, etc. If you're looking for cheap zombie terrain, quick and easy, go and have a look at the printed cardstock stuff. There's tons free online if you go nosy. Yeah, and you know, it's just buildings and stuff like that. You print them out, they're quite detailed. Someone sent me a a PDF of the old Warhammer Townscape. You know what I mean? The old cardstock. Yeah, and I really need to go find a printers and print that stuff out on cardstock. Any idea what thickness I should print it out at? Make some more palm trees. Is there airbrush tutor coming? There's not airbrush tutor coming because I'm not good enough with an airbrush to teach you. I can show you my mistakes, you know, I can show you what I'll learn as I go along, but, you know, I'm not confident in teaching how to use an airbrush. You know, the closest I've come to with regards to teaching how to use an airbrush is doing a video on how to thin house paints to go through an airbrush, because that's something I'm pretty competent at, and I've got a lot of experience. I've figured that out, and so that's something, you know, the one thing with airbrushing, I'll probably watch it. No, I don't think a video on sealing with an airbrush, but you know, people know I do it. But with actual regards to airbrushing as a painting technique, yeah, for me, I'm still very much at the base coat stage. Golden Dragon, I did have, well, yeah, I did have a good Christmas and New Year because I was with the kids. We were ill, you know, but it was good. Plainage. Hey Mal, I love your work. You've got me excited to finish working on a board I've been making for my D&G group on the flocking stage, and I was wondering if you had any suggestions for brands in the US. Woodland Scenics or Scenic Express for the US, I'd recommend. Bark some trees. I haven't got any trees to bark. Furniture. Busy doing something from back in the day, polishing and blackening up shoes and boots. Strangely therapeutic, isn't it? I found myself doing a pair of shoes probably about a year ago, to be truthful. But I got out and I was just going to give them a quick rub over, and then, you know, little circles. Lots and lots of little circles. I just needed little circles at that point. Jez is saying lots of watch a lollipop sticks and cheap stuff in Wilco's. Oh yes. Jace used to hate. Jace, that was the job, man. Close that window. I've got lots of pop-ups on this laptop. Is fake fur good for boards? Yes, I've seen some beautiful results with it. My experience with fake fur goes pretty much only using it for thatching and that sort of stuff. I haven't played with making boards out of it yet, so it's one of the things that is pegged down for this year when I, you know, the shackles are off. Would gamers be interested in dice cans with dragon's eye on top? I don't know. I have no idea. We tend to use dice bags. We have little bags for our little dice. How is Patreon working out for you? Actually, it took a bit of a hammering after Christmas. I had a load of people jump off, but to be perfectly honest, it's the new year, money's tight, it's expected. I think this month will be a quiet month as well because I'm not doing that much tutorial work. So, you know, that being said, the warehouse work is crazy at the minute, and I'm doing as many shifts as I can because I reckon I'm going to get laid off in a couple of months. Yeah, so we're sort of building up the reserves, but I do need to build Patreon up. And actually, yeah, while we're here, yeah, we do. I may have lost the bar. I can't put your name on the screen, but I can give you a shout out. If you do decide to jump up on Patreon while during a live show, you will get a shout out. And if you do the PayPal thing as a one-off, yeah, we'll do a shout out for that as well. The details are down there in the description. Is my phone even on? See, I'm all out. I'm out. Kill. I haven't been doing this stuff. I'll get back into it. I think it's a slow start to the R&B now. We'll get back into it. You know what I mean? It is, but not when it's to military standards. Hey Mel, what are your thoughts on the winners from the YouTube Warhammer Awards? I haven't seen Vince's vid yet, to be perfectly honest. I haven't had a chance. I did have a nose to see if I won, yeah, or if anyone had. I don't even know if I got nominated, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I saw a few people pushing it, but at the time I was ill as hell, and you know, I didn't even. I could have jumped on and said, "Oh, you know, vote for me" and all that sort of stuff, but I just sort of let it slide. So I haven't really chased up on it. You know what I mean? Now, is there any other glue that you can use to make grass turfs other than carpet tack that works the same? Carpet tackify will give you self-adhesive tufts. Yeah, after that, if you want flexible tufts, you need to use a latex glue such as Copydex, or yeah, if you're doing smaller tufts and the bases don't need to be flexible, you can use PVA. Okay, but when it dries, the bases will be flat, they won't be flexible, so you need to do it in small amounts and it needs to be glued down properly with PVA. My experience with fake fur, as in fur on jackets. I love how passionate you are on that. I'm doing my dream job, guys. Well, albeit part-time. It seems full-time at times, but you know, it is part-time. Yeah, but I'm getting there. You know, the patron thing, it is growing, and then it takes a big dip, and you know, you just have to roll with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and sort of make it work. That being said, the channel is growing like crazy. I mean, yeah, let me show you a graphic. Where was it? Let's see. Let me try and sort this out so I can go and show it you. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that. Go on. There you are. I have to hold my phone at a slight angle. What's shining on it? Let me move that. There you go. Yeah, but that is the terrain tutor. Yeah, from pretty much start to finish. Yeah, and that, see where it goes, starts going up there. That is me moving into Spode. So it is going great. Do you know what I mean? It really is. It's taking off. I mean, it was going well before. Yeah, but it's, I think coming into Spode and coming into this place and actually getting this room, yeah, it's really kicked it off for me. For me as well, you know, it's sort of cemented that, yeah, this is where I want to go with this. And it's shown, you know, I put passion into the channel and what I'm doing. You know, the channel has grown. So I'm a happy boy. Hey, Tamsin. Johnny, hello. Austin's been watching the other terrain guy. You talking about Tabletop Workshop? But all his vids are in German. Instructions are kind of clear, but the captions are all wrong. That's YouTube captions for you. The Tabletop Workshop guys do nice stuff. I can't paint small scale figures too well. They look like bomb victims half the times. Thin your paints. I can't. I'm not much better myself. Ian and Jace. Anastasia, where should I start as a beginner? With small stuff, small scatter pieces. Yeah, objectives, signposts, little bushes. Thank you, Jace. George is saying, congrats on 40k subs. That's awesome. Yeah, we hit 40k just over Christmas, I think, just before Christmas. Yeah, I didn't do a video on it, one, because once again, I was just ill as hell, you know, and also it was like, well, to be perfectly honest, it wasn't that long ago that we hit 30k. You know, like I say, since moving into Spode, the channel's really grown. I think at the minute I'm averaging about 100 subscribers a day. Yeah, so theoretically, I'm on course. Oh, I need tissue blow my nose in a minute. Theoretically, I'm on course to do 3,000 subscribers this month. Yeah, that's what the graphs are telling me and the stats and that sort of stuff. Which, I mean, to be perfectly honest, since moving in Spode, every month has been a record month and beaten the last one. And we're coming close to, I think last month I did something like 2,700 subscribers. I mean, it took me, what, 6 months to get my first 1,000 coming onto YouTube. And, you know, this month, assuming it continues the way it's going, yeah, then I'm going to be looking at, you know, 3,000 subscribers in a month, which technically means if it carries on that way, you know, by what, January, February, March, coming into April, I should be hitting 50,000. Right, Matty's saying he brought a board and it melted. Yeah, you were using aerosol sprays on it, weren't you? Evening, Emma. So yeah, don't use spray cans on foam. Yeah, the propellant in the spray can will melt the foam. What would be a good project? Dude, there's so many. I couldn't possibly pick a good project for you. Switch right now. I found you scratching your nose. It's a 4-hour show, mate. I'm gonna have to scratch my nose at some point. See, you making me scratch my nose. My partner said you're watching that Art Attack for grown-ups again, aren't you? You gotta love Neil B, haven't you? I love Neil Buchanan. You've got to love yourself occasionally, haven't you? You know what I mean? When you're going in a shop and you just think, you're picking things up for the family. You just look across and go, nope, they be mine. Evening, Dave. I'm late today because of two or 3 hours of scissoring. Believe you, look at your quality. Yeah. Bleed's been doing some fake fur. Tamsin, stop it. There are younger people. They're saying, just seen the impressive is the number of the terrainiacs on the Facebook group. 7,000 members. That includes all the ones Mel's been ban hammering. I don't think I've ban hammered anyone since Christmas. See, I've been ill. Hey, Joshka. Neil Buchanan, he's a right rocker. I did like Art Attack as a kid. Was it a kid? And what did we have? We had God. We had Didgeridoo Guy. That worked out well, didn't it? Oh, at least Tony Hart didn't go that way. That would have broken my heart. Jimmy Savile always knew it. Always knew it. Goblin Games has molds for sales to make fake fur out of green stuff, but it's fiddly. I imagine it would be. Bleedtron, let me know how you get on. He's sort of saying whether it's a bit blonde at the minute. He's not sure whether to dye it or paint the backing piece with brown paint soaked through. Now, what I'd be curious is whether, with it being synthetic fur, yeah, whether it'll draw the brown paint up. I'd do a test patch, mate. My friend got some Jaffa cakes sent to the US. Sadly, we don't have them here. So delicious. Do you know what? As British terrainiacs, we should come together, yeah, and send care packages of Jaffa cakes and frazzles to you know, our international terrainiac, you know, comrades. Full moon, half moon, total eclipse. John Dawson's saying, should I join Facebook? You'd be surprised the amount of people who join Facebook just to be in the terrainiacs group. Seriously, you know, it's like, join Facebook like half an hour ago. Yeah, you go to the profile and basically you can see that they've liked a couple of the terrain things or gaming things. They've got some sort of gaming related avatar, no friends, perhaps the wife, you know what I mean? And they've applied for the group, and there's loads of people in the terrainiacs who just use Facebook just for the terrainiacs. Tony Hart and Morph, yeah. Pat Sharp, I don't know. Although I will be honest, I did have a bit of a thing for the twins in Funhouse. Didgeridoo guy, you lost all his yanks over here. Rolf Harris, may he burn in hell when he gets there. Until then, I may just basically suffer. Used to live in Egypt for a time. Marmite, mate. Gold dust. You can keep it. It's horrible stuff. Yeah, Bleacher on saying he's got a test piece that he's been doing, but splodging it on the back hasn't come through as well as he expected. He's reckoning die job in a bucket. I really shouldn't get distracted when magnetizing. I've just messed up the polarities on an Imperial Knight's weapons. Dude! Melanie and Martina. Yeah, that was them. Mel's studio looks like a mess. Like a proper man cave. Ah, guys, trust me. It is a proper mess. I mean, it's just solid, that entire side. I cannot get up there because there's just so much junk. So much. I mean, I've been getting ready for for setting up the rigs and all that sort of stuff. So one of the things I've been doing is buying more of these black shelving units, you know, the ones that you see up here. I've got 4 down here, 2 here. I haven't got the storage space for my shelves. Bob Ross, I like Bob Ross. For tax purposes, Jaffa cake is a cake and not a biscuit. The big VAT challenge where they baked the massive Jaffa cake to prove it was a cake and therefore not liable for VAT. Everyone's talking Bob Ross. Bob Ross and twins. Hey, speaking of magnets, somehow my pair of tweezers have gotten magnetized. How do I unmagnetize them? No idea. I didn't even know that was possible. How does that work? Let me go to widescreen. Oh, what a rubbish pile. I told you. Nate's saying he played a master game recently, filled their town hall with a Memoir 44 D-Day map. Lovely. Emma's saying, what you call it, Bob Ross was in the army and his happy little trees may have been like, you know, post-action thing. Quite possibly. You'd be surprised. It's actually really surprising, you know. I've noticed a trend with terrain people. The amount of what you call it, ex-soldiers who come to terrain. Do you know what I mean? A friend of my sister discovered shortbreads whilst on a trip to Scotland and brought them home with her. Little does she know that the local supermarket here back in Sweden stocked them too. Unmagnetizing using a degaussing device. Degauss. Oh man. I used to have a mate who was watching like, an old TV repairman, and he used to tell me how they used to like degauss TVs with like a magic wand and sort of pull it out, and very much like, izzy wizzy, let's get busy. There's a massive discussion about Jaffa cakes going on. Also, if you heat things, they either magnetize or demagnetize. We've got one who says that it magnetizes them and one that says it demagnetizes them. Any ideas for chaos terrain? Mainly corn and zench. Zench is all like different colors and converty stuff, isn't it? Changing. Corn, skulls, blood, axes, brass. Smacky tweezers against something hard. Really, Emma? Really? Not sure on that one. When heated above 80 degrees, sea magnets lose their magnetic properties, Jess. Ooh. Most former soldiers make terrain as it keeps our hands busy when we want to wrap them around some little git's throat. Well said. Well said. Hey, cat. Deep trenches filled with lava, skulls and LSD. Yeah, that mixes terrain and that pretty much. Although I'd probably say the LSD was more something more Slanesh stuff. Then again, it is change, isn't it? I can think of some other things that would be more Slanesh style. Do you actually play? Surreal's asking, do I actually play any games? I do. I've been playing X-Wing lately. That's good fun. Do you know what? Perhaps I should start a little export business and send Jaffa cakes around the world at a premium price to fund the terrain tutor. Yeah, use the live shows to build up the demand for these delicious mini cakes. Pipe dog. Emma saying, seriously, if it's a weak magnetic charge, being smacked against something might be enough to discharge it. Okay. Okay, I'll take you. All right. I'm struggling to understand that, but I'll accept it. Until I've got a magnetic pair of tweezers and I can test it myself. Gotta find time to sit and paint up the models for the Doom board game soon. I've cleaned them up, even modded a few in the classical style. I've even managed to find some time to read the rules yet. But he hasn't found time. Bleachron, I know that one. Get McVitie's to sponsor you. Oh, if I would. Thing is, they'd probably sponsor me with a lifetime supply of Jaffa cakes, and then I get that big that I wouldn't be able to get out of the room. Austin's saying, "Whoop, X-Wing is why I'm here watching your terrain stuff." Oh, you'll like my idea for a table then. It's probably Dean says you should sell t-shirts though, I think. Don't mention t-shirts, dude. God, here we go. Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Now he's thinking why I wasn't started. What are Tic Tams? I mean, I'm quite happy to trade what you call Jaffa cakes internationally for Tic Tams. I mean, knowing my luck, yeah, it'll probably get identified as some sort of drug smuggling thing. You know, they were Jaffa cakes. Someone enters something wrong in the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm in Guantanamo Bay or something like that. We're just trying to share the love of Jaffa cakes around the world. Do you know what? I haven't even checked if we've had any patrons or PayPals. I don't think we have, to be perfectly honest. Have we? No. See, this is what happens when you lose a bottom bar and you can't put people's names on. Shocking, isn't it? Right. Let's make some room. Put your keyboard over there. Yes, I went wireless. Seemed the smart thing to do in the studio, considering how much time I spend like that, leaning over things. And then when I do other stuff, you know, I managed to pick up a bigger monitor. Yeah, it was outside one of the studios here. Someone was just throwing it out, and it's just got a label on it saying working. So I grabbed that as well. So I figure, yeah, I've got a wireless keyboard, a wireless mouse. I can use a big monitor, so I can put it on one of these shelves. I think you can fit on these shelves. Okay. I can put it somewhere. I can put it on top of one of those shelves. Yeah. And that way I can see the screen big while I'm working. So I've got all these great plans. But no brew. Shocking. I might, listen, I intend to do a live show. I might take an early break. Go stock up the brew. Well, Tim Tams are basically chocolate crack. Ooh, the wife could be interested. She's not really into crack, but she's seriously into chocolate. You could start a shed or small building to sell Jaffa cakes from it. Call it Jaffa the Hut. That's brilliant. I love that. We've been asking t-shirts from Mel for longer than Mel has been into terrain. Well, if you do start selling biscuits, etc. worldwide, don't try and send Kinder eggs to the USA as they're illegal over there. Really? What have the Yanks got against Kinder eggs? They're lovely. And they've got a toy in them. I used to love Kinder. I had a massive collection when, you know, when the Kinder egg, you got like proper toys inside that you had to build. They were like, mate, some of the Kinder toys were more complicated than some of the model kits you can buy nowadays. Guns, A-okay. Tiny plastic crocodiles, no. What's in the polythene bags to your right, Mels? Shells. Same over there. Like I say, I bought a load of shells, you know, so I can kit up the studio and that sort of stuff once I get projects done. Oh, you're sick? You have no coffee? I didn't plan it right. Yeah, normally I make a brew before I start a live show. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, in this case, I made it when I got into the studio earlier. Yeah. And then it appears that I'm assuming someone choked on a Kinder Egg toy, and that's why they're illegal. It's all to do with the small parts of the toys. No objects allowed in food here. Bleachron, I swear we have the Jaffa's American food thing every 3 months. It's a community service, Blake. Storage dribble. Yes. I'm guessing what you call it, Emma needs storage. To be truthful, yeah, I can't actually show you. I don't think I can show you. I possibly could show you. There's a little studio just down, what you call it, just down the corridor here. It's Emma's old studio. She was a textile person, and all it is, yeah, is it's a door, probably about at most 5 foot, and then about 6 foot either side, and it's just like a strip. Yeah, and I'm seriously considering jumping on it and just, yeah, having it as a storage cupboard so I can clean my studio up and keep all the junk that I want to keep. Hey, what's up? I should probably know this, but which games do you actually play yourself, Mel? I play Bolt Action, I play Dungeon Saga, and I'm just starting X-Wing. Yeah, they're my mains. I will be honest with you. Yeah, I am a long-time 40k player, and there's 2 reasons why I don't play 40k anymore. One, the game became a bit of an arms race, where to stay competitive you had to buy the newer toys. Yeah, and so I just didn't have the budget for it. Yeah, and second, the rules got incredibly complicated. Yeah, so much so that having a break, it just from a rules point of view, there's so much work to become more competent, to be able to play the game, you know, at least with some knowledge of it, you know, feel comfortable playing it, that the amount of work and investment in rule sets and books and that sort of stuff was just too high for me in time and money. Now they are talking about moving the timeline on, which I am very interested in because I love the IP. On top of that, there's rumors that they're not going to Age of Sigmarize it, you know what I mean, like a 4-sheet play sheet, but there are rumors coming out that it's going to be really simplified as a system. And if that's the case, then I am really interested. Do you know what I mean? Really, really interested. Because I'd love to get back into 40k. You know, I've got a big guard army. I like 40k. I like the IP. It was just the rule set and the cost of the models as, you know, as the apocalypse expanded. I'll tell you what, the Kinder Egg thing's really kicked off, hasn't it? You've got people bragging they can have Kinder Eggs. We have a corporate conspiracy as to why Kinder Eggs aren't allowed in. Jason's saying, a Blood Bowl soon? Oh, yes. Looking forward to Blood Bowl. Hey, Chosen Man? Lion Rampant rules. What are Lion Rampant rules, Mark? Any chance you're going to try CS1? What's CS1? Jason saying much the same about his army waiting for the same thing I'm waiting for. Has anybody ever cheated, bought some GW models and copied them? It's quite common. Well, it's not ridiculous common, but you know, I've heard of people sort of casting their own. It was more a case when they did the metal ones, the single cast metal ones, because easy to cast. Although people tend to buy cheap from China now. Combat Diggy has probably come up with the best, what you call it, the best, what you want to comment with regards to Kinder Eggs. So, what would those Kinder Eggs sell for on the illegal market? You got any of those Kinder Eggs? Cannibal Sector 1, never heard of it. Bubble TV, hello buddy. Have you tried Chain of Command? No, I haven't. I have heard of it. What was the other one? What's the one that Lindy Birch likes? Is it Crossfire? Line Rampart, large-scale, medieval, large-scale skirmish rules from Osprey. See, I haven't got any medieval models. I've got a load of Romans. I've got a ton of Romans. Bloody tons of them. Mal, have you ever done a terrain board for, say, inside an abandoned mine or cavern setting? Not that specific setting. The Help for Heroes Dead Zone build, that had large scatter pieces with cavern interiors. The Frostgrave build, yeah, that's on the channel a few videos ago. Yeah, that had a large cavern with like a ruined building inside it, sort of thing. And I've got an idea along the lines of caverns for my X-Wing table in the future. But that's pretty much about cavern. That's how much cavern stuff I've done. Crossfire, yeah, he's played a few on his channel. Love him too. Yeah, I do like Lindy's channel. Roads? What about roads? Tamsin, what about roads? True story. We had friends traveling from the US, from Canada, who packed 10 Kinder Eggs in their luggage for their children for Easter. Customs and Border Protection not only confiscated the Kinder Eggs, but also fined the family $1,200 per egg, or $12,000. Get your own bloody Kinder Eggs. I'm shipping them nowhere. I'm not getting fined or extradited or any of that lot for shipping illegal substances, illegal confectionery to stateside terrainiacs. Have you used silk clay for terrain? No, mate, I haven't. Tamsin saying no. Okay, I'm getting really confused, Tamsin. Mel, Emma asks, what have the Romans ever done for us? Oh, don't start that line. About democracy, sanitation, medicine, the arts. Actually, no, the Celts were pretty arctic. Education, literature, language, writing, and roads, cobblestone roads. Well, Mel, I was technically allowed to send you that bottle. You were sepsi. It's about halfway down. I'll tell you what, best tonic for being ill you can ever imagine. That stuff will clear your synapses, not synapses, synapses and nerves. What are they called? Yeah. Okay. If you break the egg so that the toys are visible, you can ship a Kinder Egg to States. Ah. I'm pretty sure someone in the user group has done a workup for Romans, etc. in Lion Rampart. I've got tons of Romans. Oh, throwing stuff around it. Oh, you tumble down. That moment when you move a box. And everything falls. Do you know what? It's crazy. I've got that many plastic plants and flowers hanging around this studio. People must come in and wonder, what the hell does he do in here? Right. See, I told you I've got stuff. Those bits of my chin dits. I've got Sherman. A universal carrier and an M3 Lee. But I have got stacks of bloody Romans. Templars Crusade was organising a project, a big Roman jolly. Yeah, and he got a load of us YouTubers involved. So Warlord shipped out a load of stuff to us. I mean, seriously. They literally shipped out a load of stuff. And then Temps cancelled the project. And so we were all left with massive Roman armies. I mean, you know how long it's taken me to paint my chin dits. Tell me, I've got a hope in hell. Put that back up there. I will have to do something with them at some point. Ooh, cakes. Boo, not an M3 Grand. What's wrong with you? Mel, when are you free this week after Monday in the daytime? Or when are you next in the studio this week? Monday I'm in. Yeah, Tuesday I'll be at home recovering because I'll be working nights. Wednesday I'll be in the studio, mate. So if you want to call in on Wednesday, don't mention Tumbledown. You may conjure up Sniper Joe. Do you think there's someone at Customs eating all the confiscated Kinder Eggs? Of course there is. Mel, you need to start building, mate. I am. I'm building myself up. It's only a product overview. You should not build it. If you like the space, feel free to send leftovers to me. There won't be any leftovers. Oh, Mel, did you ever work out how to do feathers as palm leaves? Not quite yet. Well, I got my feathers. 200 of the buggers. By the time I've gone through these, I will know how to do feathers as palm leaves. Sherman, I want a German mouse. Yeah, that'd be good. Now, Das, Milliput, or green stuff. If you had to choose one, which would you pick? Depends on the application, mate, what I need to do. Each one's got a specific application. Each one's got its own benefits over the others and its own downsides. Casbob, hey up. Two tips for getting an army painted mouth. Lower your standards and get a helper monkey. Mate, if I lower my standards on model painting any lower than they already are, he's going to look like that ultramarine that screams thin your paints. Yeah, Wednesday should be good. What time are you in the studio? Should be in, assuming what you call it. I'll be in by midday. I just don't know if I'll have to do the school run and then come back to the studio yet, because Kez is in doing a third-year exams, and so I don't know what her uni schedule is going to be like, so I might have to do the school run on Wednesday. Oh, got your new gaming system ready to deliver. Oh, Mel, get the long Tom artillery. Chindits didn't have it, mate. Take a look when that happens. Order the parts and never have the time to complete them. I didn't even, to be truthful, I got lulled into that Roman thing. Yeah, very cheekily. Yeah, because Temps, yeah, he's a good mate, but he was like, we're doing a little, and he was like, it's nothing, man, it's nothing, mate, it's nothing at all. I'm like, well, okay, right, well, what have I got to do? He's like, oh, it's just paint a couple of models, do a vid or two, you know, and then we'll all to get together for this big jolly. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, you know, what's you know, we do a unit or two. So I committed to it and everything, and Temps, you know, there was artwork commissioned and all sorts. And then I got this sort of like message from one of the guys at Warlord saying, just putting bits together for Temps project. Oh, all right. And I said, just out of curiosity, yeah, how many models is it? Yeah, it's roughly about 40. He said, no, Temps said you're doing a defensive force, so it is quite low. It's 200. 200. I'll put you 80 slingers in. There ain't 80 models in my Chindit army. And that took me. I'll check that book out there. Hashard X, I'm listening whilst carving rocks, and with all this Kinder Egg talk, I accidentally carved an egg shape. Alternative, strong tone the buggery out of everything with that word. General note, in a pinch, acrylic throw improver also thins on nail varnish. Well, Emma, that's going to drastically change my life, darling. Captain Bipto, hey Mal, I've started building my first terrain piece ever. I'm following your foam board series. I've got 10 A3 boards to play with and over 500 craft sticks and lots of PVA. Get some pins, dude. And good luck, that's going to be a big table. I bet the Roman thing would have worked out if it wasn't needing to be in 28mm. I was quite looking forward to it, actually. Looks like Mel is having a night off or ran out 50p's for the Lecky meter. I'm still here. Nail varnish will improve your hand shots. No, because if I followed that reasoning, yeah, you'll start saying, well, a little bit of this will stop that shine on the top of your head, and the next thing you know, I'll be in makeup before doing my intros and outros. Not happening. Not happening. I'll have a shave, I'll have a wash, I'll clean my teeth, I'll be presentable most of the time. Should brush me out. Should brush me out. Yeah, but I is not doing makeup. Tamsin's got 75 15mm cavalry on the workbench right now. Oh, Demon Jester, hello, bud. Tamsin, I've got about 150mm World War II infantry on the painting table. Ben's come back with. Terrain shooter does drag. Terrain shooter does not do drag. Well, there's been a couple of fancy dresses in the mess where I've done brutally wicked drag. I have actually gone out also, sort of Halloween time, you know, fancy dress. I've gone out in drag. You ladies, you can't keep your hands to yourselves. You really can't. I am never wearing a skirt in public again. Are you so rough? I had bruises from pinch marks. I really did. Just a little weathering powder to take the shine off your head. Oh, you can shut up, Mackenzie. I've got a GW backlog dating as far back as 1987. I think for me it was 89. There's no drag except these dozens upon dozens of times. So no going to Scotland for Mel. No, I mean a kilt. I've worn a kilt a couple of times for friends' weddings and stuff like that. But drag and a short skirt, not when women are drinking. Andre's asking, what will I cover next? Well, we're going to be, there's a couple of product overviews coming for the channel, and then we're going to be getting back into the Let's Make Terrain stuff. Loads. Speaking of squaddies in drag, why haven't they done 8.5 Hot Month? Yeah, because looking back at 8.5 Hot Month, it's incredibly racist and homophobic. It's not like Dad's Army. Dad's Army, there's a couple of little iffy bits where you're like, oh, well, you know, it was just after the war. You can understand them saying that about the Germans. Yeah. It ain't our fault, Mum was a different. Even I watched it, and it was like, wow, that's brutal. That really is brutal. Ladies, appreciate a man who knows the pain of eyeliner and stocking lines. I know the pain of eyeliner and stocking lines. Kez abuses me all the time when she's like trying to do it and she's stressed. Static grass, oh, you can stop that as well. Take it all off, then you'll look like Professor X or Patrick Stewart. Sorry, I was born in 87. Don't apologize, dude. I got dressed up as a woman by my friends on a stag do. I look like Norman Beatty's mother. The decomposing version. Nice, Jace. Nice. Right, so what am I going to do tonight? Because I should do something. I'll be honest with you, I'm really enjoying the chat. Yeah. I could quite easily just pick up a couple of small brushes, grab those chin dips and just do a bit of painting. But I want to be productive. Yeah, so I want to look at terra tiles. That's what I want to do tonight. Dripping everywhere. I've got a leaky spout. So someone said you can charge static grass with a balloon. Does anyone know if it really works? It does. I've done it. You really need proper fluffy jumper. I'll be honest with you. It sounds awful, but when I was doing it, I found the best way to charge the balloon was rubbing it up and down Willow's hair. Works wonders. Partner likes to fiddle with electrics. The higher the voltage, the better. He's agreed to make me a static grass applicator. Win. Emma, remember, you don't need any more than 9 volts. If you shock yourself with anything more, it's going to hurt. 87, the year of Rogue Trader. You should have a break, Mel. I need an excuse to go get a cup of tea. I could do with a cup of tea as well, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do on this video first. Because I want to show off these terra tiles, yeah? I do like them. I do like them a lot. Yeah. But I need to showcase them. And then that'll be one of my commitments done. I mean, it's only a commitment because I offered to do it. You see, this is my problem. Yeah, I reach out to people and say, that's really cool. Can I show it off? Yeah, and then I'm committed to showing it off because they send it to me. Are you free for next Sunday Penkridge War Games Show tabletop sale? I should be, Jace. I do need to check with Kez what her plans are. And also, that's when we're having this snow, isn't it? Right. McCall's off. I'll catch you later, dude. My missus got me a GW voucher for Christmas. Don't get a chance to game. She wants me to react, so I've got some Lord of the Rings Hobbit stuff. Can't wait to make some Hobbit holes. That'd be awesome. Awesome, Jez. Well, Willow has an electrifying personality. She certainly does. Hey, Gregory. Emma saying, speaking of stockings, have you thought about using a scrap of nylon rather than a balloon? If you get the long bit, rub against the hairy leg, apply static grass, you might get a higher charge. I'm just going to stick with my flop box. I'm sure Emma's trying to get me in drag. She suggested stockings, she suggested makeup. Cat likes her cheap Chinese static grass applicator. Nothing fancy, but gets the job done. I like mine as well. When you're thinking I can't hurt myself with a static grass wand, just remember, cops' tasers run on AA batteries. Mate, I've hurt myself loads with a little cheapo running on a couple of batteries. Whew. Melanie does drag to lure in the internationals before wiping out his Kinder eggs. You know what I should do? I should start a section, things we haven't written. Yeah, look at this, love it. Oh, you can't have this. They changed the thing post your post thing. Eh, what? Anyone played Tanks the World War II game? I think there's a few players in here. Would you give any advice to this canary about how we do French bocage? Well, I can give you advice, or I can show you in a couple of weeks, because that's one of the tutorials I'm going to do when we're back. That's the battle plan anyway. Yeah, but basically, it's structure of foe. Right, terra tiles. I've got a book up for a climb over this one. T-real. This is the problem with having things like scrap shacks. You just pick up so much junk. I physically cannot walk down there. What's in there? Oh, that's the stuff. Right, put that on there. Oh, no. Carpet. Could I step? One small step for Mel. Bag. Drill. Load of plastic tubs. Foam, polystyrene, cut tubs. Oh, right. Excellent. I can walk. Just. I need to sort this lot out. All right. Oh, you need to clean that up, the mess. I do. I really do. Mel had spotted dick over the holidays, first time in 45 years. I quite like a bit of spotted dick. Art studios are the same way, I promise. I can't even walk into mine right now. Well, this is an art studio. This is, Spode is a collection of 42 art studios. Yeah. But I've got to have the biggest tip of all of them. Everyone's else. Emma across the way. There's an Emma across the way, yeah. And you can see into her studio from where the stairs are, yeah, because her windows are like big old factory windows, and her studio is immaculate. And I look at mine, and it's like, mate, there's barbed wire there from the first week we moved in, and it's still on my desk. Google them. So cardboard textiles, that's them. Well, at least it makes me feel good about the state of my spare room. Do you know what? I am seriously considering taking on that other little studio. How about a video auction of terrain you've made just to boost the funds? I don't sort of make, I haven't got any terrain really that I'm looking to sell, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I've got a lot of small pieces, but they don't make sets. So commercially, they're not really viable. Oh, Bleachman's sodded off and got tea by... You know what? I should go for my break now. Now Bleachman's actually got tea. Serve him right for not waiting for me. Right, no worries, Jace. No worries at all. On Sunday, what time would we need to leave? Bubble a squeak or blood pudding? Bubble a squeak. I mean, I like what you call pig pudding. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but only with a fry up. Yeah, but bubble and squeak, proper bubble and squeak when it's been properly fried, and so it's nice dry. Any advice on how a kid keep your building going and keep their hands off having it in the first 2 months? Shells, mate. I sent my donation. Thank you, Red Green. I would put you on the screen, but YouTube's ran off with my, what you call it? YouTube's ran off with my bottom bar, the gits. No connection. Come on. Now my phone's playing up. Just one of those days. Ah, right, he's posted it. It's not email, of course. Aaron, you need a separate room with a padlock. Right, let me have a look at what we've got, because I'm not even sure these have even been put back in the right sets. So we'll have to check. Here we are. Let's move that to there. I can still see the screen with that there. Move that to there. Put that on there. Switch to that cam. So we have those. That's the best place. So I need to move them to about there. Shuffle up a little. Show starts at 9:30, so leaving Stoke around 9 AM. Okay, should be doable, but I'll need to confirm because Kerry was on about something that weekend, and I don't know whether she's talking about the Friday or the Saturday. Yeah. Now, update on the fake fur painting. The brown has sort of seeped through from the back, but not far enough for the strands to meet the green coming the other side, so there's a slight blonde gap. Dude. A terrain fail then. That's that coastline. No, that's river. So these are all the river set by the looks of it. I like the tabletop you made for them. Yeah, that was good. I did it with the kids. Those old sci-fi cactuses, polystyrene balls with cocktail sticks poked into them. Place liberally around your scenery to help keep your kids' hands off. Oh yeah. The earlier you get there, the better chance you have of nabbing the bargains. It's one of those jollies, is it, Jake? Come, my lead mountain's already too high. Right, so they're all in there. So we need to check out. Right, so those in there. Not a fail, a worthy experiment. Mate, that's what it's all about. It's not about what you're getting it right first time. As long as you can learn from your errors, you're on a winner, aren't you? What are you going to do with all of those? I'm going to make a table. I'm going to make a couple of tables. In the areas where it did not seep through fully, it went all the way through due to being very wet and I think pressed down, but it was difficult to make it consistent. Possible, but difficult. I think staining's the way to go, isn't it? Right. I love this about Terra Tiles, yeah? They do everything by Kickstarter, so each new edition is done on Kickstarter, yeah? And what you get is, oh no, that camera. When they actually do the Kickstarter, when they actually do the box, all the people who pledge on the Kickstarter are actually on the box. Syrian, village idiot of Valoria. Sir Snow Bear. I love that. This is their sort of sci-fi tundras and wastelands. It's a weird set. Yeah, but it comes with snow tiles. I really like that. Right, I think I need to get prepped for doing this. So I reckon it's going to take us a couple of hours to do this, to be perfectly honest. So I think the best thing I can do right now is we will call it, we'll say we're going for a quick break, yeah? Because I need a brew. Yeah, I need to get set up for this. My name's on there, Travis Keating. Is it Travis? Travis Keating. Todd. Travis T3 Keating. It is as well. How cool is that? Oh God, Kickstarter. Kingdom Death just ended theirs. 12.4 million. 12.4 million. Mal, could you paint a splash of orc green blood on the studio wall? Do you know, I was actually thinking that myself. Realms of Chaos books, that was beautiful. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, Kingdom of Death, it is a beautiful bit of work in it. You know what I mean? Right. I don't think I've got my Gone for a Brew sign. I might just mute the camera and leave you with the sounds of the studio. Right, guys, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick 10 minutes. Yeah, just basically fill up the coffee cup. Yeah, go for a bit of a fresh air break. And then when I come back, what we'll do is we'll get stuck into, I'll show you these terra tiles. And what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of filming here. Yeah, the up close stuff. Yeah, and then we'll see if we can figure out a way of putting the laptop over here somewhere in such a way that you can see the tables I lay out with this. You know what I mean? Right, in which case, I am going to go a quick break. So I will see you shortly. Oh, right. Ooh, pretzel. Hello, folks. Who's still here? Right, let's put this camera back on. There we go. I should take my coat off, shouldn't I? Oh. What have we been chatting about? Has everyone been for their break? Right. Phone. Kaz messaged me. Live from Ghost Studio 1. What, we've been more ghosting? Right, I need to start sorting these out. Right, let's do a couple of these. Are people really talking about what they're making for dinner? Really? You're going to be making me hungry. Back again, are we? We certainly are. Get ready for a good session. Jace is still here. There's still quite a few of you here, to be truthful. It says like 50 odd. But you've gone quiet. Ah, that's it, you're chatting again. Painting the Conan board game minis. That looked good. It looks like he's back, but this is just a pre-recording. That'd be sneaky diggy. But then how would I reply? Tree. And Travis has painted tiny little naked women. Are there naked women in Conan the board game? Then again, I imagine there must be. Jason's painted Blood Bowl Skaven. Jason's asking for a like spike. I don't even know how many likes we've got. I didn't like those trees. Right, what are these? Buildings. I do like popping cardboard. Very therapeutic. Space Crusade. Nice. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. It's his fault we got into this mess in the first place. Should have left Anakin on that planet. Everything would have been fine. I still blame Jar Jar. Robotech, now that's going back. What are we making? I'm just putting some terratile stuff together, mate. Red Green's got IG girls in bikinis. That sounds one of those rogue Kickstarters. James is just seeing his load. How many fish should I use? And he's asking to balance the ball on his nose too much. Just sealing. Oh. Man, that's bad. That's really bad. I should get some intermission music, shouldn't I? If I want to nip out for me fresh air breaks. Toughest girl in the galaxy. Yeah, that would make sense. They are beautiful resin models, I've got to say. Ooh, like that. The Velveteen Roman skeletons, what the hell are they? Bleachman seems to be going hell for it at Palladium. What did Palladium do? I don't recognise the name. I'm here awake. And try the veal and don't forget to tip your waitress. Dude. Right. They're nice. Little walls. Just had a phone call. What did I miss? Everything, Cat. Absolutely everything. Okay. Let's try these then. Oh, wish I had some. I'm going to get some Mantic and Wargame zombie skeletons. Everyone seems to be talking about zombies and skeletons. Hot topic of the day. And I'm just popping cardboard. Right, so they go with, I'll pop those up, these bits. Palladium did riffs that much, I'm not sure. Palladium, mostly known for RPG riffs. The owner has a long history of being a massive idiot, egotist extraordinaire, and complete git to customers' employees. Surprised they've stayed in business then, to be perfectly honest. Mel, I do have a terrain related question. I'm looking to make a gate for my eels. Dude, it ain't even 10 o'clock yet. Red Green's going to kit bash his zombie girls to make them IG zombie girls. That's different. I'd love to see Mantic get hold of a Stompy robot game in 1/100th scale. I have a feeling Mantic are going to be very busy with this, with this Walking Dead. That seems to have exploded for them. I like that. What else have they got on here? Crystals? I'm just pottering along, popping crystals. Have you ever made cave entrances or door? Interested in doing it? Would like to see how the pros do it. I've done doors on stuff. I haven't really done cave entrances. I'm a DM who's about to run my table through a zombie apocalypse setting, so I need that kind of stuff. That'll be a fun game. Mel, did you get the video I emailed you? Yeah, I did see that, mate. That was the wooden scenic one, wasn't it? As for Risk, people who play that game love the setting fiercely is how the company stays in business. Right, so the actual game system, it's one of those GW situations then, is it? Where the love of the game. Oh, some businesses would be absolutely screwed if it wasn't for passionate fans. I'm not just talking gaming, there's loads of industries. Apple. It's a bridge. Let me just pop that out then. Hey, Mark, how are you doing, bud? I'm guessing you've just finished work. picket fences. Crawley, game of Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, very much so. And Senbai say, for the last 6 months, GW hasn't been quite as evil as usual. It depends how you define GW as being evil, because I mean, GW is just a business doing what businesses do, and you can, you know, you can sort of turn around, and I suppose you can like, well, you know, what they charge and all that sort of stuff, but you don't have to buy it. And you're like, well, they don't really engage with the fans, but the customer service is pretty good. You know, you have a problem with the product, they sort it. You know, it's one of those weird ones, you know, when when people talk about GW being evil. You know, I think a lot of it comes from the problem with GW was it didn't start off as a business as such, or it was very much more hobby orientated when it was before it went down the business route, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? And so now it is businessy. We see it as evil. Quite strange, really. Yeah, but that's like going from Cruella de Vil to, I don't know, Iguanas in Rescuers Down Under. So what about their spinner games like Lost Patrol? I think that's just DW, you know, capitalizing on the board game market. You know, they've realized that the games don't have to, you know, they've got board games. Board games are big. You know, people like those sort of releases. I mean, that Gore Fest one, what is it, like 4 models and a cardboard tile? I mean, if people are going to buy it, you'd make it, wouldn't you? I would. AOS is more people getting into the hobby as a fan. Actually, I remember getting a 36 Guardsman for 12 quid. Ah, man. It wasn't Guardsman with me, it was what you call it, the Skeleton Army box. 40 skeleton arm. Well, yeah, 40 skeletons, so something like 32 skeletons, or no, it wasn't that. It was 8 horsemen, a chariot, and something like 24 skeletons. The Horus Heresy board game is great for eBay. You can get a tactical squad for less than 15 quid. Is that right? Is that how it's going? Yeah, Grawley's saying, I remember when they stocked other product lines. Yeah, I remember that as well. Can't wiggling. Where are you going? Oh, and one more. And that's all the cards cut out, so let's see. Wiggle that. Come on, you. There, that's all them done. Getting there. Box of 36. Yeah, those were the days, weren't they? Oh, any remember Inquisitor? I've got it. It's on my shelf at home. Right, I need to start sorting this out. So I need those two on top. That'll make sense in a minute. Harry stuff is amazing. It is. Inquisitor had great models, but everyone played it. 28mm. Regiments of skeletons with 20. I got 6 on open vampire couch regiments still sitting in the street ran from 95. Oh, I'll tell you what, we are hoarders as gamers, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? We've all got stuff still sitting. Well, you know I have. Right, so put those over there. Warmaster was good. Adapters, Titanicus, and Epic. Those were the days. Those were the days. I was never much for Battlefleet Gothic. Alder, welcome. What are you making? I'm just messing with Terra tiles, mate. Don't trash him. What? And red, greens, vampires all glow in the dark. That's cool. Do you play in the dark? Right. I want some ice caverns. Snow ones. What's one of those? Yeah, that should be enough for the snows. Right. I went on an epic spree last year and now have about 16,000 points of orcs. Tamsin's back. She's got 18 of something space coated. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Have you ever thought about what you call it? Using terra tiles and making them into 3D terrain? I have indeed. It's not an idea that is It's not an idea that's, what's the best way to describe it? That hasn't occurred to me. I think is probably the best way of describing it. My English fails me. I like second. Cardboard crack. Oh, they're nice. Oh, check that out. I like that pen. Might be where you're looking through everything. Which one do I want? I forgot a river on those. Yeah. Right, so we've got all those on that one. There we go. So those. Right, we need to put these back. What miniature games do you play regularly? I should put that in there. If we could get the watch at the bottom bar up, I would put that in it. Yeah, Bolt Action, Dungeon Saga, just started X-Wing, and soon Blood Bowl. But I've played a lot of other games over time. Put them in there. There we go. Oh man, so many excellent Kickstarter mini games out there right at the end of 2006. Pantheon, Deep Madness, even Kingdom Death. So excited for them all. Is it worth it to make 3D terrain for them? Oh hell yeah. You don't need a reason to make 3D terrain. Travis, remember folks, send enough money to Mel and we get to see all the Slanishi boobies. Mel ain't got Slanishi boobies. It seems to be a bit of a quiet night on that. The bottom bar has made a big difference, hasn't it? I'm not too stressed though, because you know, with me saying at the start that, you know, I need to get the product overviews and I need to get this board done. You know, it doesn't feel quite right me shouting out for what you call it, for like patron support and that sort of stuff for these sort of videos and this sort of bit. So I'm not quite concerned. Is concerned the right word? I don't know. I'm not sure. How much was that box? I don't know how much they retail for. I think they're about, I don't know. That's awful, isn't it? How much do Terra tiles? Terra tiles. $45. Cat swimming through all the minutes she needs to place, plus storage. I'll tell you what, I'm seriously considering that little room down there. I've just spent $300 on the Kingdom Death Kickstarter. Now I'm broke for a few months. Word. Right, so that's those done. Right, now these. Christmas was good, got a lot of free packing MDF and polystyrene from the neighbours. Do you know what? I've had so many people sort of say, do you want this? And I'm like, no. Do you want this? No. Do you want this? No. No, I do not. Why? Because I've got a shed full of them, so much so that I'm looking at getting another storage space just to put the stuff in. In fact, I should contact Ben and Akaba and that sort of stuff and do that. Remind me at the end of the show. Remind me if you're still here. Yeah, tell me to go and email about the spare studio. I mean, it's a tiny little thing. It's only a cubby hole, but I think the bar could stand to be moved up a vertical one to the side to a vertical one on the side, since that's usually unused space. The bar? Which bar? I have a bar. Who has a bar? Did someone mention bar? What's the best plaster I can get in the UK? I want to make my own board and sculpt some cliff faces. Plaster? You want to sculpt cliff faces? If you're moulding it, mate, then you want something like Cristacal. To be truthful, I would have said. That's those done. Right now, if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, all I'm basically doing is sorting out the tiles I want to show from the different sets, making sure I've got, you know, examples of the different sort of tiles and their special tiles. Because what we'll do is I want to sort of show off the individual tiles. Then what I want to do is get over to the big table and do some big layouts with it. You know what I mean? Proper 6x4s. I did say this was going to be a long show. I can't see it's finishing soon. Right. Have a good one, Jace. All the best, mate. Cryptos. Thank you, Duty. How curious. How many are sitting here making terrain painting miniatures while they watch this? Your sponsor bar, Mel. Ah, right. Bleachron's been watching paint dry. Would spray foam in molds work for rock faces? Spray foam? Theoretically, but because I mean, the foam would technically expand into the mold, but the problem would be the back, because it'd be all bobbly. It's not a material I would immediately jump to using, you know what I mean? I wonder if Travis has sponsored this set as well. Should we see? I don't see a Travis Keating on this one. Perhaps he was using a different name, because there are other names on here. Right. I'd like a 6x4 table. That's something I can take apart or fold. 2x2 modular tiles. Legion Games just sent you 10. Keep it up. Thank you, dude. Oh, I wasn't expecting it all. Not tonight, but thank you. You're good folks, you lot are, aren't you? Here's me telling you that, you know, I've got all this stuff I need to sort in the next couple of weeks before I can get back into doing the tutorials properly. You're still supporting me. Best job ever. Insane Commander. Mel, what Roman models do you have and how many of each? I have no idea, mate. In all honesty. Cryptos is saying spray foam not good. Right. Yeah, spray foam works better for volcanic swells than rocks. Yeah, I'd go with that. And alien intestine boards and stuff like that. I'm dry brushing 2 baseboards ready for the salute game. Next step I'm really nervous about is flocking. Ah, it's a doddle, mate. Right, marks off. Later, dude. Senpai saying, I've got 2x2 tiles, but I need some way of making them rigid when connected. Normally they stay in place because of what you call it, because of the weight of the tiles. If they're pretty lightweight tiles, what you can do is you can get those little rubber stoppers. And if you put the rubber stoppers underneath the bottom of the tiles, you've got to distribute them evenly, not just on the corners, you know, put some in the middle. But they'll stop the tiles from sliding about. I'd rather support 100 metals than 1 GW. Thank you, Doody. Right, so that's a coastal tile. Sea tiles. Rocks. That's another coastal. Sea. A sailor went to sea to see what he could see. And all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. I know, bad. We got just rocks. We did have just rocks, didn't we? Yeah. Ooh. I'm a melon, so is my wife. That's an interesting statement to make. They're MDF, like small boxes. I have to play. I'll have a play next time I go home. If they're small boxes and they've got edges, magnets, mate. Drill into them, put some magnets in. Remember which polarity is which and that sort of stuff, because, you know, you could do something silly like, you know, magnetize your Imperial Knight weapons the wrong way around. But now the dance meld now. No, you don't get a chance. Oh, okay. Someone else has PayPal me. Tyler McDowell, thank you, dude. No, no, Mel's refraining from the dance for the time being. Just a little while. Mel's still recovering from the dance. I'm not so easily bored, Taylor. You'll have me in drag before I know it. I've got to be careful with you lot. All right. Okay, right. So I need to do. So they're the sea tiles. Golden Dragon managed to sort it. Matt's concerned about his flocking. You'll do fine, mate. For a second, it looked like the top sea tile was made out of blue see-through acrylic. That would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool if it was that. Unfortunately, it's not. It is what it is, and what it is cardboard. I will just build my other knight with the correct pluralities, Golden Dragon. That's a good point. Might just drill them and fill them with bolts. That could work, dude. Actually, it might not be an idea to clamp the tiles between a sandwich of clear PVC to hold them in place, but leave them fully visible. I'll be honest with you, mate. I've not had a problem. What we tend to do is when we drop these tiles down, we'll drop terrain on top of them, and that tends to sort of pin them. Hey, Brian, how you doing, bud? Matt says, Mel has a drag outfit. That was earlier in the show, mate. We've done that. We're moving on. Let's not speak of it again. Do you want that one? I was wondering because I was trying to figure out what kind of Roman retinues armies you can make for Lion Rampart. Dude, Brian's rough. Good New Year. Those look like fine beer coasters. They would be fine beer coasters, wouldn't they? Mel, professional card turner. Got that one. I like that one. Yeah, I'm done. Mel, you just told the internet not to do something, therefore you can expend it to haunt it for the rest of forever. Mel in Drag 2017. Well, I'll tell you what, Kat. Yeah? If we have another one of those, what you call it, one of those crazy PayPal storm things. What did we do last time? We did £1,000, didn't we? Go on. How much do you reckon for Mel to do a live show in drag? I reckon you've got to hit 2,000 in a live show, because that's essentially supporting the terrain tutor for, with what I already do on Patreon. That's like full time. That would get 2,000 would make, with what I already do and all that sort of stuff, that would make the terrain tutor full time for 3 months. And I think that is worthy, yeah, of doing one of these live shows completely in drag. And yes, the makeup, the lot. Everyone's got a price. So Mel in drag. We're not doing it tonight. Not tonight. But there you go. Mal about to regret what he's about to say. No, that burns. Drag Mal 2000. Drag Mal 2000. Let's put those in there. Dance. No. No. You're not making Mel dance. I'll save my money for that money store. I'm now tempted to drain my session. Knowing my look, there'll be like an actual millionaire watching the show. So that sounds entertaining for £2 I've paid more for a meal. Don't expect me to dress slutty. Mel isn't a slut. I'm a classy lady. Jace will be gutted he missed this one. George, boy, do I wish I had 2K. No, I would not do drag for 3 months. It would be a one-off show, and it would not go on after midnight. If Mal goes into drag, I'm going to call him Widow Twanky the whole night. What happens in Stoke stays in Stoke, unless it's what you call it. Unless it's on YouTube. If there is a millionaire watching, you can dance for some more storage. Lies and deceit. What do you mean lies and deceit? Now cares. Mel should make a large terrain board, sell it, and donate the money to children in need. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of children in need as a charity. Yeah. It galls me, yeah, that an organisation that's so wasteful with public money, yeah, put on a show that's where essentially millionaires, a lot of them tax avoiding millionaires, yeah, come on and tell you how important it is for you to give money, yeah, to help these children that, you know, specifically the ones in the UK, shouldn't need charity to help them. Yeah, I mean, if our public broadcast service and all these good willing celebrities are going to do anything, perhaps they should go on TV and hold the government accountable for the standards that see children in poverty in the UK and, you know, around the world. You know, it's not just the UK. You know, we can give foreign aid for arms loans to countries with human rights abuses where You know, I think foreign aid and stuff like that should be geared to making that country better for the people who are in it, not helping them to buy British munitions. So we have an arms trade. Sorry. No, no, Mel doesn't hate children at all. Mel doesn't hate kids at all whatsoever. What Mel hates is the politicalness, the ridiculousness of the situation. I actually do quite a lot for children's charities and stuff like that, and you know, I'm doing more for that matter. But Mel does hate that. But on the side of charity boards, they've always been a part of the terrain tutor. We've always done charity stuff. We did Help for Heroes. We did the one that raised £2 for Help Emma to go walking, and she's walking now. Real Emma is actually walking. It's great to see Damon's updates. And you know, 2017, I do want to do more charity stuff because I enjoy it. It's incredibly rewarding, yeah, emotionally, doing charity work and that sort of stuff. So I do want to build tables, and I do want to. I'll probably won't sell them. I'll probably fold them off, because to be perfectly honest, I reckon I can make more money for charity by doing it. Yeah, so that's the battle plan. But no, Mel doesn't hate kids. Well, there's times when I could throttle mine. Really throttle them. Really throttle them. Mel eats orphans. And combat diggy. Hell yeah, Mel, preach it. You're damn right. A man who doesn't like dogs and kids can't be all bad. W.C. Fields. All right, Red Green, what's going on? That sentence. You quoted W.C. Fields now, dude. What grinds Mel's gears? Yeah, it does. To be perfectly honest, it does grind my gears. You know? It just annoys me. You know, I find it patronizing for, you know, celebrities. You see, the irony is they could they could give quite a chunk. Then they could like do gift aid. But they don't pay tax. Well, very little. Well, you know what they say, people with money don't pay tax. What's a reasonable cost for a first board for bolt action GW? Zane Commander, the only kids Mel's hate are Emoticon, Tree, which I'm assuming is Willow, and then that looks like a bird. I don't know how that translates to Corbin. Yeah, Crawley's saying a lot of you guys are saying much the same, and I think, yeah, I don't like to be political on this channel. I really don't. You know, I prefer to leave it. But I think there's some things which, you know, cross political party and affiliation boundaries, and I think every decent person, yeah, wants to see money going where it needs to go. Yeah, not going where it doesn't need to go, and then having situations where you're having charity fundraisers, yeah, to meet the gaps and where you're failing your society. G8 country, leader of the Western world. But then again, Mel is a people person. I would much rather put people over profits. Okay, that's not the bottom of this box. That's the bottom of the other box. Oh, Willow. Right, so that's those done. yeah, if you want to support local kids in need, there's always stuff like Big Brother Sister programs or A26. Anything that's more about supporting them in other ways than just money. Too right. Combat Diggy. All money should go to me. I'll vote for that, Diggy. Diggy for president. No, whoa, calm down. I'm not getting political. Diggy for world leader. It's what you call it. It is political pledge. Your plastic crack mountains will always be high. Mel should make a board and donate it to celebs in need. If that's the case, then can we have more palm trees, cactuses, palm trees? You're just bad. I've got to see if Tristan's on here. No, I haven't. I can leave that one. Right, let's take these out and do this one. Mel for PM. No. You see, the thing is, yeah, what would happen is if Mel became PM, yeah, Mel would have an accident in a car or something like that. Because rich people wouldn't be rich. I mean, realistically, I mean, don't get me wrong. I fully support the idea, yeah, that you should be rewarded for hard work. You know what I mean? No matter what the hard work is. You know, if you work what you call a 16-hour shift in McDonald's, that's still graft. You know, you shouldn't be poor, yeah, and grafting hard. But if you've gone away and you've studied and you've learned a trade and a skill, or, you know, if you've started a business, then I fully support, you know, you reaping the reward of that. But there comes to a point where I've got to say, how rich do you need to be? You know, once you get up to, okay, millionaire, couple of million, that's a damn good life. Yeah. But when you start getting to the stage where you have houses that have rooms you've never visited or haven't been in years, you know, and you have them around the world and you have jets and this, do you really need that? Do you need your own jet? Do you know what I mean? And that's the hypocrisy that gets me. The ridiculous wealth held by a small group of people that, for all intensive purposes, they don't actually need. But because of the way our world works, that wealth is resources. And so they're essentially hoarding those resources. And it's just why does Mel always talk about Mel in the third person? Because I'm nuts. We need to defend our borders against escaping incursions. Mel, don't start making princess statements. Someone is going to get triggered. Right. I don't know what a princess statement is, but this triggering thing, I've been seeing things about this. Triggering is basically getting really offended and upset. Fine. Everyone's got a right to an opinion. Everyone's got a right to have their opinion heard. I don't believe everyone's opinion should be treated as valid as everyone else's, you know. Opinions should be backed by experience, knowledge, fact, and that's what should weight opinions. You know what I mean? But you should still have a right to an opinion. I mean, even if it's a racist, sexist, or homophobic opinion, I fundamentally believe in free speech. One, just the basic idea that just because you stop someone saying something doesn't mean they're not going to think it. But all you've done is you've stopped that topic being talked about. How do you fix things if you can't talk about things? Do you know what I mean? If you've got someone who's racist, but they don't tell anyone they're racist, they're racist. So the conversation never comes up. How do you engage in that conversation? How do you change that situation? So you've got to have free speech. People have got to have the ability to say what they think. And if that means offending some people, well, you know me, I don't like offending. I don't like upsetting people. Yeah. But at the same time, we've still got to have the fundamental right. So when it comes to and I hate the idea of using free speech as a defense to be a bit of a plonker, you know, and say horrible things to people and upset people. Well, yeah, you've got the use of free speech. You can do that. I've got a car. I use it from driving it from A to B, but I can still drive around a car park like a Sunday night, what you call it, yeah, boy racer. But I don't. Yeah. So although, yeah, having free speech does mean that some people can act like plonkers, but that's the cost of being able to move forward. And at the end of the day, so what if you get offended? I get offended. I get offended every go to the snack cupboard and I see the kids have robbed all my good stuff. I get offended by the things my politicians do, the things celebrities do. I don't think I've ever been offended by any of my neighbours, but I don't take much interest in them. I'm still here. Still living the life I want to live. Within reason, you know. Getting there. So, I don't know. I don't see offending people as such a major issue. You see, here's the thing. There is no right or wrong on anything. You know, especially when it comes to political, society, religion, sex, all that stuff. There is no definitive right or wrong. So it's opinions. So it's the fact is, on that basis, there's going to be someone with one opinion, and at the other side there'll be someone who's offended by it, and then there'll be someone on that side who's got an opinion, and there'll be someone on that side who's offended. You can't have difference of opinion without being offended, without being shocked, without disagreeing. So how do you remove offence? And I don't know. Yeah, Diggy's probably nailed this one. I've been triggered. This is me. This is about, this whole conversation has offended me. I'm offended that you were offended. Whose fault is that then? That's like one of those time traveling paradoxes, is it? If I'm offended and if I'm offended that you're offended, then who's guilty under law for this offence? I'm offended that you're having tasty treats and I'm not. Exactly, Greg. There are two situations. I have tasty treats, you do not. Unfortunately, as I stated earlier, I have no problem causing offence, and they are very tasty. Free speech rights are meant to protect speech that is unpopular. Yeah. Enough politics, more terrain. Do you have enemies? Good, it means you stood up for something in your life. I will close this off with one last thought. Yeah. And this was something a friend of mine sort of pointed out to me. Yeah. And he's gay. And he said, because we had a short conversation. I said, look, yeah, this is going to sound really stupid considering, you know, I've offered to do a bloody show in drag. But years ago when I was a much younger man, yeah, and I wasn't as worldly wise, I turned around to him and I said, you know, and I wasn't as tolerant as I am now. You know, tolerance comes with age and experience. Or it has for me, you know what I mean? It's one of these evolving things. And I turned around to him and I sort of said, look, you know, I've got no problem with gays or lesbians or anything like that, you know, but it's the outlandishness of certain gays and lesbians that I just don't get. And the way he put it, yeah, was they're the ones who push the extremes so we can be normal. And it's true in life, yeah. In life, when you look at anything, especially socio-political, anything like that, you have the majority of people who sit in the middle-ish, yeah, and then you have the extremes, yeah. And it's only by tolerating the extremes that you give the middle the freedom to live their lives, okay? Because the moment you start not tolerating the extremes is where it starts chipping down. Now, I will make this perfectly clear. By tolerating extremes, I do not mean, yeah, my long-standing thing is I don't care what the hell you do or what the hell you say, but as long as it doesn't affect other people, yeah. So you can believe what you want, you can practice what you want, as long as everyone it connects to, you know, is consenting, and you know, you're not what you call it, you're not forcing your beliefs, your thoughts, your that sort of on other people. Yeah. So as long as those are met, yeah, then we've got to tolerate the extremes, because otherwise that's just going to get narrower, and you don't want to live in a society that has a narrow tolerance to things, because very quickly people like to feel safe by pointing out those who don't fit in to show they do. And in a very narrow environment, those that don't fit in could easily be the ones who like rolling dice. Something strange. Do you remember back in the 80s when D&D players were demonic and Satan worshippers? Tolerance and understanding, but above all, the ability to say what we think. Cat saying what triggering is a medical term. It doesn't actually mean someone's offended. It means someone with PTSD or similar has had something that could trigger a panic attack. Well, I'm down with, you know, I'm diagnosed as having anxiety disorder. You know, that's one of my issues, and I've never heard my doctor or any of my mental health professionals use the term triggering. It may be in the US, but we're talking like men now, are we not? We are. We're trying to. Forget normal, forget extreme, just be nice to everyone, live and let live. Bang on, Greg. Sidewinder, this is a man's and a kid's channel. It is, we do welcome kids here, you know. We try to keep the topic of conversation, you know, reasonable, but we don't hide. We don't hide from these things. Real men roll dice to settle dispute. Well done, Grawleys. And on that, I'm going to have a look at these terror tiles, because that's enough of that. Sorry, do you know what? That's been rattling around in my brain for ages. One of the other things that happens when you grow old, you get angry at the world and the injustices and the things you see. And you care less about what people think of you for saying so. That's a nice tree. So we can pause. Right, we need to sort this out. We need grass. We've got grass. We've got grass here. And what else have we got? Like that. We do have rivers. Bushes. We've got rocks there. That's good. I need to figure out which pile is which. Swap that one out because that's a better one. Another rock there. Buildings. Where is it? Oh. Path. I do like these terra tiles. Ah, what's it? Pat's got panic disorder. Cat's got panic disorder. It must be an American term then, because it's not a British medical term, and I'd know. Trust me. You know, I am a physiotherapist by trade. There'll be a lot of people going, "Hey, my master's is in exercise physiology." We do need some of those. Those over there. What game are the tiles from? They're not from a game. They're basically a boarding system, a board system, rather than a tile set. If you know what I mean, mate. Want that one? Back to urban subway cactus. Oh no! Can we get back to politics? Not urban subway cactus. I'm going to do a cactus in a planter pot. Shut terrain hardy up. Yeah, Jace is saying depressed and anxiety. Not heard of it. Bill's coming. What I missed? Oh, dude. Bill, you missed quite a bit. He did, didn't he? Like big time. He missed Melon Drag 2000. I like that road. Oh. I'm Canadian. Sorry, excuse me. They are very polite. A boot. I've got a couple of Canadian mates. They hate it when I watch it. I'll send them a Facebook video and all it is me going, about. It's been awful now, isn't it? You've been a git, Mel, stop it. Did we take those out? We haven't looked at those. I'm not sure if we did. Yolandra. Cactus Panda 2017. I'm being sent to see one of you guys for fibro and hypermobility. Lots of fun. Oh, you're going to suffer. Oh, hang on. Will Mel be dancing whilst in drag, mate? If by some ridiculousness we ever do hit that goal on a live show, yeah, I'll do a whole song. Pretty tired, aren't they? See, this is the stuff you don't see behind the scenes. I'll just do a product review. I mean, it's 11 o'clock now. Yeah, I haven't even started filming. I'm still sorting tiles, and I know we've got a couple of hours to go. Yeah, anyway. Oh, it's always the way. There seems to be a lot of discussion about whether triggered is a valid medical term. I would say technically it is. I mean, I've never heard it, what do you call it? I've never heard it in any sort of context with regards to my personal mental health. Yeah, but at the same time, it's the word triggered. Why wouldn't that be used for something related to anxiety or a panic attack? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I can understand someone turning around and go, what triggered the attack? Do you know what I mean? That's perfectly sensible English. I mean, whether the term has been co-opted, yeah, by a group of people to describe, you know, being offended or something like that, I don't think that invalidates its usage for medical usage. Yeah, although, like I say, I can't see where trigger specifically a medical term. It's just English. Do you know what I mean? What caused the attack? What triggered the attack? What provoked the attack? What initiated the attack? It's just English. Trigger finger is a painful condition that causes the fingers of the thumb to catch or lock when bent. Yeah, it's caused by a fibrous, what you call it, scar nodule on one of the, what you call it, flexor digitorum longus. Yeah, as it goes through the carpal tunnel, specifically the synovial sheath of the tendon. It can be fixed. Makes sense for me using triggered as a panic attack term. Yeah, it does to me as well. You know, as an anxiety attack, something like that. It also triggered sort of, it suggests to me uncontrollable. Do you know what I mean? Like, the word just hints towards something caused this rather than I reacted. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We use trigger or trigger when we talk about patterns of behavior with young people I work with. So we may sit at a team and ask, can you see what triggers this behavior or that response? Yeah, but that's English. You know, that makes perfect sense with regards to English. Whoa, you are actually a physiotherapist. I am. I was. Every so often the medical terms come out. I mean, I'm not up to date, so if you start talking about treatments and stuff like that, I'm probably well out of date. But, you know, with regards to the actual conditions and stuff like that, I'm still pretty sharp. Everyone's screaming desert board. Well, I can tell you, although we do have the Let's Makes, after I get this zombie board done, the next board I will be doing is a snowy one. We just have to figure out, well, assuming I can get it right. Train Hardy's saying in Denmark, triggered is a medical word. It's in his journal. I think just what it's the word triggered has just been sort of co-opted to with regards to, you know, what's going on with all these, is it SJW social justice warriors or whatever? And that's why it's got the connotations it's got. But it's just English. Where's the camera today, Mel? It's up there. See it? It's coming around here at me. Triggered. More like a bear trap that's triggered. Yeah? Or mine. Or flare. Or claymore. I mean, there is English language which sits in the purview of the medical profession. You know, there's terms in English that, you know, the medical profession like to use. Yeah, and I think very much like a few people have said. Yeah, Kat's saying, I just think it's because something that started out, that's starting to be co-opted by the internet in a joking manner. Yeah, yeah, I see that, you know, oh, look at these, triggered, and, you know, you occasionally get videos on your feeds and that sort of stuff. I made the stupid mistake. I clicked the wrong link and I ended up watching, like, you know, a social justice warrior debate over free speech. Yeah, and since then, yeah, YouTube just thinks all I want to watch is social justice warriors. So whenever I go to my homepage, it's always bloody suggesting them. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I'm sick and tired. I don't want this channel, don't want this content. I'm not that interested. Got better things to do with me time. Do you know what I mean? That's okay. They're specials. Yeah, swamps. It's okay. Building rock clusters. Yeah. Do Long Bridge. Read a Long Bridge. Snowboard. Are you going to show us icicles and frozen water as well as snow? Icicles, yeah. Frozen water, I'm not sure, because I'm thinking about doing like a magical frozen water thing rather than just standard frozen. So I'm not sure. Got to figure that one out. Want to have a play with that. And the tiles are finally sorted. It's only taken us how long? Right, so they go there. Yay! Right, Jake, your corner piece looks very good. All you need to do now are 20 more pieces to finish the set. Miss something. Snow or sand, it's only the temperature being the difference between. True. Gary's just said it's his mate's birthday, so he only just got in. He's drunk. Yep, better things like building zombie-covered desert boards. Dirty old bingo caller. Midnight in Denmark, off to sleep. If Mel's twerking, wake me up. Right, Matt's finished dry brushing his baseboards. Well done, lad. You should make some furniture tutorials for your buildings. I've got to do the buildings first. How are you going to do your icicles? I'll do one of my, what do you call it? My sort of, here's a range of different techniques vids for the icicles. Because there's loads of different ways of doing it. Willow will want you to build it for Elsa if it's going to be a magical thing. I've been looking out for the Elsa and Anna and the Olafs, yeah, for Frostgrave for bloody ages, and I cannot find them. Yeah, Gary is slightly drunk. He's been drinking since 6 p.m. He lasted 5 hours. Call yourself British. Oh, and the revenge. That's a dead leg. Oh. Stop it. Christmas pretzels. These are great. They've been in the studio for like a month because I bought them well before Christmas. They still stay fresh. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hassle free do Anna and Elsa. Is it hassle free you do them? Casbob, do me a favour. Can you put me over a link to them? Because you know what hassle free's like. I'll be there forever. Staying up for work whilst painting my Panzer division. Nice one, James. Cat saying, just finished with Scatter Terrain Mine Doors. Need to figure out how to get photos to you as they came out gorgeous. Can either post them on the terrainiacs for us all to see, or if you'd like to send them just to me, you can send them to theterraintutor@gmail.com. Right, James. Can you build terrain with Christmas pretzels? Bet you can. Who knows? Right. By the way, do you see that Nine Models is doing Harry Potter miniatures game? I did see that. Mal, check eBay for those frozen figures. Right, okay. Red Green's after some hassle free. I'm not much into Harry Potter, to be perfectly honest. I know it's a cardinal sin. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did like the films. You know, I haven't read the books, but as a gaming system, I look at it and it's like I don't really see it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not convinced on it yet. But then again, I mean, you know, I'm not attracted to games like Batman, and that's it. You know. So, will you stop? See, my nozzle is dripping everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I'm licking all over the place. Hi from Guatemala. Hello, Herwin. Actually, if all else fails, you can make figures out of wooden pegs and bits and bobs around the studio. I'll tweet you, Mel. All right, mate, no worries. Yeah, same here, but the minis can be used for something else. Ah! Harry Potter and Frostgrave. That'd be interesting. You see, I can say it. Is there a Mad Max miniatures games? I'd play it. Well, there is Devil's Run, isn't there? Is it Devil's Run or Devil's Highway? Oh, TM terrain. I'll have to message you back later. Oh no, not a dripping nozzle. Reporting nearest field first aid station. No, not with a dripping nozzle. They get the umbrella. Done that. Not had it done. But, you know, you get those duties as a medic. No one told me about it in the recruiting station. There was a Starship Troopers one. That wasn't bad at all. I've got some of the Star Wars Troopers stuff. I got it from my old Tyrannid army. Quick change of position for you. Oh, no brother. No brother. $66. Right, ruler. Right. You can keep yourself busy for 5 minutes while I do a bit of filming, can't you? Right, just need to film this, guys. Oh. Right, before we get into the actual individual sets, let's just talk about the box system. Now, each of the Terra Tiles boxes comes with 66, double-sided tiles, and these are the tiles down here. Now, they're ingeniously stored. Yeah, the box is sturdy as hell. Yeah, and they're stored like that, with these sort of cardboard inserts, which means you get them out, you play with them, you put them away again. Yeah, they're really easy to store. Now, one of the things I do like about the guys over at Rain Studios is obviously these sets come together because of Kickstarter. Yeah, what they do is they put all their backers' names on the actual box. Yeah, for each set. So if you pledge to make a set happen, you become part of the box product, and I think that's awesome. Some interesting names on there. So each set 66 double tiles. Now that's enough to do a 6 foot by 4 foot table, and it does a 6 foot by 4 foot table. But if you very quickly look at the tiles themselves, now the first set we're going to look at is the Misty Moorlands, which was their very first set of Terra tiles. Okay, and the tiles themselves, they are incredibly tough cardboard. They've got, I don't know if you can see it, but they've got almost a very, very subtle hex pattern on this. And what this does is it makes the tiles matte, so you don't get that sheen that you normally get off printed play surfaces. Yeah, so I mean, you can't see it unless you really stare down at it really close up, and I've spent a lot of time with this, but it does make it completely matte. Now, we've been playing with these for well over a year. I've had no issues with any warping of the tiles, and I think a large part of that is, one, they don't warp when they've been left out for a day or two, you know, as you're playing a game. Yeah, and then because they're stored in the way they're stored with all the weight on and that sort of stuff, so there's no issues. I've had the occasional tiny little scuff on a corner, yeah, which is nothing much. It's just a matter of pinching it and pulling it straight. If you do want to if you really want to look after them, what you can do is you can get super glue and you can run super glue along these edges, and it will soak into the cardboard and just toughen those up. But I haven't even needed to do that. Now, each tile is obviously a hexagon shape, yeah, which makes, you know, it just makes it incredibly easy to lay it out and it make dynamic tables. Now, the tiles are approximately 9 inches, yeah, from point to point, okay, for those who like measurements. And if we go through them very quickly, this is the Misty Moorland set, which is their first set, okay, and it is essentially a grass file table, okay, and lost it there. See what you've done? That's my phone going off. Shut up. Sorry guys, distractions. Yeah, it's essentially it's a greenfield table. So you've got the basic pastures, and there's a few different versions of these pastures. Okay. Next up, you've got a selection of woods. Now these can be quite dense woods like these. Yeah, or spare bushes. After that, rocks. Okay, and you've got a couple of different collections of those. And then you've got stone paths. And obviously with the stone paths, obviously there's a lot of tiles in here. Yeah, you get a lot of different sort of shapes and different directions and curves and that sort of stuff. There's also rivers, but they've also included it so that, what you call it, the stone paths run over the rivers as well. Yeah, so it is fully modular. You know, you can have your roads going over your rivers, which is absolutely great. Yeah, more rivers obviously because, you know, it's a river set. They've also included some swamp tiles. Okay, and there's a few of these. And then with each of the boxes, they do a few little special tiles. Now, a couple of these, we've got sort of a ruined sort of farmhouse sort of outbuilding. Yeah. We've got a cave with bones in, which is perfect for you D&D guys. Yeah, we've got a bit of a graveyard. Yeah, and a bit of a cave crypt in the middle. Yeah, and then they pretty typically, yeah, with the Kickstarters, and I don't know if these are Kickstarter exclusive, so you'll have to check if you go and get these, yeah, but they include these like icon tiles, just 1 or 2 tiles, yeah, which have these symbols on and glowy and that sort of stuff, and I'll show them as we go through the sets, but they make good objective markers and stuff like that. And then finally, the last thing that I wanted to show you, and I'll need to set a few of these tiles up for this, yeah, is, let's say that you have 3 tiles on your edge, and I doubt you get these 3 tiles, yeah, in a standard layout. Yeah, that's more D&D style, isn't it? Yeah, lots of things are going on. Yeah, but what you get is you get these half tiles. Yeah, and there's 6 of these in each set. And what these allow you to do, okay, is they allow you to slide in. And where you've got that edge, it lets you make them straight. Now, there's quite a few of these. They've got a few rows coming in, just blank ones. And so you can add them along, and that will create a nice straight edge for along your 6-foot line. Yeah, which is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that's the Misty Moorlands. Now, to give you a better idea of what tiles you actually get in this set, yeah, it is a couple of picks. Done that one? Who's still here? No one. No one's watching me anyway. Right. So that's my Misty Moorlands done. Sounds a bit wrong, that, doesn't it? That's a cracking kit. It is. It really is. I do love them. My phone is going off like crazy. What's going on? Ah, Cat sent me pictures. Oh, I like that one the best because it looks like there's a little mouse peeking through the mine door. They're lovely, Cat. They really are. Right. They didn't get the bait wells though. Yeah, people are still here. It's Kez. It isn't Kez. Kez is neck deep right now, studying. Literally, she will be up to her neck. Right, next one. Coastal. Still here, painting Panzer IIIs. Right, next one. Oh, don't you power off on me. Right, do this bit. So that was the Misty Moorland set. Now the next set is the Coast and River set, which is this one here. Okay, now this is an expansion set. It does work perfectly fine on its own. You can get just this box and still lay out a 6x4 table because it includes 66 tiles. But this one is designed to cover the coasts and the rivers. Yeah, so taking that greenfield board, yeah, and basically beefing it up to be coastland. But there's a few other additions in here. So starting straight off, yeah, we've just got standard blue tiles. Once again, they've got that matte print on them, yeah, which no shine whatsoever. You can just about make it out. Just, yeah. So, C tile, exactly the same size as the original tiles, so they're all modular. Slightly rougher Cs, yeah. Then you've got a selection of rocks. Okay, remember these are double-sided, so there's other stuff on the back of them. Yeah, so essentially you're getting, if it's 66 tiles, you're getting 132 different different images, if you know what I mean. Yeah, you've got bigger islands. Yeah, and then we move on to the coastline. So obviously you've got the sea, but if you want to integrate it with, you know, the grassland tiles that are in this set, or with the Misty Moorland set, yeah, you've got these sort of coastal tiles. Once again, they come in all sorts of different shapes, so you can sort of, you know, lay out your coastline as you want it. My phone's going off like crazy, isn't it? I'll have to switch it off. Yeah, you've got things like detailed pieces, which are like keys and stuff like that. Yeah, the coastline gets up and it goes to more rocky stuff. Yeah, for more cliffs on your coastline. Yeah, it does tie in to the previous, and this is a river set. So we've got what you call it. We've got a river mouth where water, you know, meets the sea. Yeah. On top of that, we've got more river pieces in this set. Yeah, so it's got its own river pieces, plus there's river pieces in the original set. Yeah, there's a lot more detailing on these as well. So you get rapids and that sort of stuff, and you even get, yeah, tiles where you can represent the river starting, so they don't have to start off the board. Now, as well as all those sort of basic pieces that you can sort of put together, yeah, they've included a load of other stuff as well. Yeah, so once again, a bit more ruins. Okay, but there's farm stuff in this. So they've got sort of hay crops, green leaf crops, dirt patches. Yeah, and also in addition in this one are dirt roads. Yeah, now the roads in the Misty Moorland sets are stone. Yeah, these are dirt. Okay, so they're not exactly compatible. Yeah, they are a different style. Yeah, but they have been sure to make sure that the dirt roads can go over the rivers. Yeah, and not just that, but also they've included integration tiles, so you can have your dirt roads joining your stone roads from the Misty Moorland set. Okay, so there's a whole host of additional pieces in here to really ramp up your basic set. The first set will give you a greenfield table with your roads, your woods, your rocks, your rivers, a bit of swampland, some ruins, and some fancy tiles. This one will step it up. Yeah, this will give you all your coastline, it'll give you vegetable patches, it'll give you more rivers and more interesting rivers, and it'll give you dirt roads as well. Okay, now for a complete collection of what they sort of cover, yeah, here's some more pictures. The cat's saying, sorry, Mel. Oh, yeah, I didn't think it would set your phone off, and he's a panda. Is he a panda? Right. I should turn my phone down when I'm recording, shouldn't I? I'll get into trouble. That was Kerry. Love you too. I've got to make sure I send that to Babe, yeah, not Cat, because both windows were open at the same time. Cat's saying, I'm sorry I set your phone off, and can that? Love you. Sorry, Cat. I didn't send it to Cat, I sent it to Babe. Right, come on, out you come, out you come, come on. No, Airfix became part of Humbrol. Did they? Ah, I did not know that. Right, let's put these tiles in here. Right, put those over here. Oh. Oh. Right, I'll record this one now. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? You record what, 3-4 minutes of video? And you sat here with me for a couple of hours sorting tiles and figuring everything out. Oh. Right. And we're off. Now the guy's third set was sort of a, let's start that again. Now the third set the guys produced sort of leaves the green field behind and sort of reaches out and fills the need for various other environments, okay? And this is called the Tundras and Wastelands. Okay, now what you've got is essentially you've got like an alien warscape sort of landscape. Yeah, you've got a crystal cavern sort of network, and then you've got the snow ones. Now these are the ones I really like, but let me take you through the tiles. Okay, like I said, when I first came across this particular set, I wasn't too sure, mainly because I don't really play games that, you know, a lot of my games are greenfield, so the Misty Moorlands and the coast and rivers, you know, really are right on my street. And then when they came out with this, I was like, not really sure if it's my sort of thing, but I'll take you through it. And you know, they are great tiles, same thing as before, you know, they've got that print on to stop the sheen. Yeah, now this is the basic sort of wasteland tile. Yeah, and they come in a few different sort of types. You know, you've got a couple of different types. Yeah. Now the rock clusters in this one, they're slightly different. They're blue on this one. Okay. But this set does come with like river pieces. I'm not sure whether, I think I would have preferred those be lava, to be perfectly honest, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Obviously the river's there, so they are functional. I mean, the rivers don't work, but you know, you can use rivers within your game. They've also got these sort of weird tiles, which are, I'm not even sure what they are, but they look gorgeous. Yeah, there's these. Yeah, so very much sci-fi, alien, very fits that sort of theme. Okay, and we'll get a set laid out so you can see what it looks like. Now, once again, yeah, they've included one of their specials, and this is it. And it is quite lovely. I quite like the look of it. Not sure what it is, but you know, if you know, it could make a good objective. Now, moving on from that, the other element of this set, yeah, is these crystal caverns. And these crystal caverns are essentially a network. I'll be honest, with this one, you know, I would have much preferred just standard caverns, yeah, that I could have tied into my greenfield stuff and the Rocky Mountains, that sort of stuff. But that being said, yeah, caverns are caverns, you know, and if you're looking for a cavern game or a map system for a cavern game, then the colors really don't matter that much. You know, it's the functionality you're looking for. And, you know, the guys at Rain Studios, they've done a cracking job with the functionality on this. Now, once again, there's a whole load of different cavern tiles. Yeah, you can go in different shapes, rooms, sort of cavern rooms. Yeah, and what they're special for this one is a massive golden hoard. Yeah, so you can see what sort of big fat dragon sitting on top of that. Yeah, now because these are sort of an offshoot, yeah, from the sort of normal greenfield stuff, what they've got is they've got a transition tile, so you can go from your misty moorlands and your coast and rivers set into a cavern situation. Yeah, so it does work with those sets. Yeah, but moving on, yeah, they've also got another transition tile. Now this is a transition tile for their snow set, which is in this set, and I really like the snow set. Yeah, it is my most favorite bit out of this set. So obviously transition tile into the crystal caverns. Yeah, but on top of that, yeah, you've got sort of ice tundra. Yeah, a few evergreens, rocky outcrops, woods, frozen rivers. Yeah, a lovely stone bridge going over a river piece. Yeah, and as always, yeah, something a little bit special. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is as always, but it looks beautiful. Now, they're the snow pieces, and I really like the snow pieces, much like the greenfield tiles work really well for putting a baseboard down for doing, you know, pretty typical, you know, bolt action games, you know, fantasy games, saga, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, the ice one's perfect for Frostgrave, brilliant for snowy games such as Battle in the Bulge, and not Battle in the Bulge. What was the Ardennes Forest? Yeah, it was Battle in the Bulge, wasn't it? I'm not sure. Yeah, so you know, if you're looking for a snowy environment board, seriously consider these. You know, they are really nice. Now, I think the next thing that we need to do is we need to set some of these up so you can really have a proper look at them. So let's have a look at the pics of what's in the box, and then we'll head over to the table. Done. Right, this is where the hard work starts. Oh, I forgot to show off the cardboard cutouts as well. What the name of the sets and who makes them? Terra Tiles from Rain Studios. RAINN. A tabletop terrain system by Heath and Seth Robinson. Good guys, I like them. A lot has happened in the past 15 minutes, has it? I'm still here. Are you still here, Mel? I'm still here, but I'm not Mel. I'm still here. I'm just working. Right, so put that there. We need that to charge a little bit. Oh, oh, amazing. Right, I need to do this one quickly. Yeah. Now, what kind of paint remover would you recommend for ABS plastic? Oof, no idea, mate. ABS plastic. What is ABS plastic? Right, let me record this bit. Right, before we head over the table, just one last thing very quickly to show you. Yeah, they do these battle sets. Now, I've got this battle pack. There is another battle pack that they do, which has sort of normal deciduous trees, you know, like oaks and that sort of stuff, and stone walls. But I don't have any of the pieces here. They're actually at home. Yeah, but the battle packs are basically die-cut cardboard with various elements, yeah, that you can sort of push out, slot together, and add as 3D elements to your terrain. So running very quickly through, these are the tiles. You've got sort of all sorts of things on there, from walls and trees to palisades and barriers and bridges. So running quickly, yeah, that's how the trees go together. They're quite nice, aren't they? Yeah. Now, for the stone walls, they're sort of modular, and you just pop out which bits you want. Yeah, and then add them together to get some 3D cover to your tables. Yeah, they follow still a similar principle with these stone palisades, these wooden palisades. Yeah, and obviously there's 120 pieces in the actual box, so you get quite a few trees and walls and that sort of stuff. They've got these sci-fi ones. Yeah, these sort of stand like that. Yeah, ice crystals. Yeah, and then they've got things like barrels. Yeah, chests, weapon racks, and these are just little things to add in the cabins and in, you know, and into the caves and stuff like that to pad them out a bit. You know, it is essentially a 2D gaming system. Yeah. Now the other thing they've got is they've got these droppable, what you call it, sort of bridges. Yeah, but on the other side it's an ice ford. Yeah, for going across the ice. I'm not 100% sure on these. Yeah, but there's no harm in them. Yeah, I think the problem is that for me, I use the terra tiles as a baseboard, and then I put normal 3D terrain on top because it looks brilliant. Okay, and so when it comes to sort of these sort of die cut sort of stuff, they're not really up my street, to be perfectly honest. But you know, if you're looking for some quick and easy stuff just to get on and get you going, yeah, they're tough, they're good quality, and you get a lot in a box. Okay. All right, now I've shown you those. Let's lay some tables out. Come on. Legos are ABS. Oh, really tough plastic then. Right, I'd go for Dettol or something like that. Evening, Terry. Matt's still sculpting. We're still busy. It still says there's like 50 odd people. Right, let me put these away. Oh, I think I'm going to put these away, then I'm going to go for a brew. See how many of you are still here when I get back from that. I have a feeling it could be a late night. Right, I need to take these apart. Use white spirits for the Airfix kits. There you go. That'll do. Do nicely. Oh, he's going to get to the tables at last. After a brew, yes. So it'll probably come out. It'll be like a 15-minute video. I'm sorry, I'm eating a pot noodle. It feels wrong, but it's nice. The cat's saying there's a bad lag. Is there a bad lag? Have we been going that long? There's nothing I can do about the lag, unfortunately. Sometimes if you refresh your screen, it improves. So if you do a hard refresh, you know, Control and F5, it does get better. It's cold out, Mel, is it? Another thing for making terrain a whole lot better is some cheap embellishments. Got several bull and buck skulls that work rather well for my frontier style terrain set. Nice. Nice, mate. Right, let me put it in there. Someone experiencing lag, some aren't. It could be personal. Oh, right. I'm going to have to figure out how to film this. Right from over there, perhaps. Yeah. Oh. Right. From over here, I think. Ooh, wrong way around. Huh? Glancing through the charm section of the craft store is a great part of it. Oh yeah, you find loads of good stuff there. Cat's still here. Good for you. Right, I need to record this little bit, and then what we'll have to do is I will take a quick break, go fill up the coffee mug, yeah, for the last couple of hours, and we'll lay out some tables. Right, I don't fit on the screen. No, the boxes don't fit on the screen. On there. Back a bit. Back a bit. Don't fall off. This was never in the job description. Work. Hey guys. Hey guys, Mel the Train Tutor back in the studio and back with a product overview for you. And in this product overview, we're looking at the TerraTiles Tabletop Terrain System from Rain Studios. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Right, so what are TerraTiles? What are TerraTiles? TerraTiles are 9-inch hexagon cardboard pre-printed tiles that you can use to lay out modular boards. Now, they have a few different sets. Each set lets you build a specific 6 foot by 4 foot area. They contain 66 tiles, okay? And very quickly, you've got the Misty Moorlands, which is very much green fields, rocks, woods, paths, rivers. You've got the coastal set, which adds seas, coast, islands. It adds dirt paths. It expands the river set and adds more farm field sort of stuff into it. You've got the Wasteland and Tundras, which contains sort of a sci-fi wasteland, crystal cabin set, and also a snow set. And then you've got a battle pack set, which includes sort of 2D cardboard pieces that slot together to make 3D terrain, such as trees, woods, and all that sort of stuff. Now, I have been a big fan of TerraTiles for a long time. When I first came across them, they just released their first set, the Misty Moorlands. Okay, and I looked at them, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't think much of them. I thought they were a little bit of a joke, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, my interest in them was something quick and easy that I could throw down with the kids. Yeah, and I didn't really consider them for serious wargaming. That was until I actually got my hands on the set and started using them and saw, one, how tough they are, how high quality they are, but more importantly, how well they work when you use them with normal 3D terrain. And the reason being, it's quite simple. It gives you, we all love battle mats. Yeah, the reason we love battle mats is because they put detail onto our gaming surface. We still put terrain on top of them, okay, but it's that detailed surface. Now, this is essentially customizable battle mats. They let you lay out your battle mat, having your roads, your rivers, your rocks, your woodlands, wherever you want, and then you add your 3D terrain to them. Here, check out this pic. See what I mean? Yeah. So with that in mind, yeah, what I want to do is sort of show you what you can do with these. So first thing, let's have a look at the sets. Come on. There we go. Now my battery's going down, so I'm going to need that plug. Come here. Come to that. Right, put that in there. Is that charging? Yeah. Right. That bit's done. How are you lot? Sorry about that, but you know how these go. What are these sets, Mal? Terra tiles from Rain Studios. Hello, Mal was on earlier, but you were not, so I had painkillers and fell asleep. Okay. Too sad for me. Looking at the dye for this fake fur, thinking meadow green grass for context. Do you not think a darker chocolatey brown or a more reddy brown would be better for a base to work over? Possibly, man. But it'd have to be thin. You wouldn't want to go and so much up the fur. Right, train hard is off. Catch you later, dude. Right, guys, I think it's break time for Mel. So I'm going to go fill the mug. We're 4 hours in. Time for a second break. Yeah, so we will go. I will go and fill my mug, fill my belly. Or do I want to watch for it? Do I have a late night tonight, or should I knock it on the head? I don't know. I think I'll watch that. Right, guys, I'm going to go for a brew. Have a think about whether I want to, because I'm just thinking about tomorrow. We're already at midnight, so do I really want to start a new job laying these boards out now? Let me go for a brew, and I'll make my mind up when I'm back. Right, see you shortly, guys. Oh. Pretzels. I'm back. Actually, guys, I've been thinking about it. I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Yeah, we've had 4 hours in. I'm just looking at the job, and it's like, I know I've got another at least 2-3 hours to get this done. And I think by the time I've laid them out, I'm not going to be in any fit state for the talking or anything like that. So I might as well try and get a bit of sleep and then come in early tomorrow and crack on. Should I? Yeah, that's the best option. Right. So I am going to call it, my fellow people. So thank you for hanging around for the last 4 hours with me and enjoying this little jolly. What I'll say is quite simply, it's a bright light, isn't it? Yeah, what I'll say quite simply is, yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. There are videos coming in the week. You will see this one towards the tail end of the week. I will be back next Sunday, and hopefully the week after we'll start picking things back up normally. But until then, look after yourself, yeah? All the best. Ta-ra. Stop broadcast there.